Here we want to understand the concept of a set. So under that we are going to solely understand subset and what complement of a set. If you say something is a set, so just by imagination consider a set to be your house, right? So your entire house here, consider that to be a set. So in your house you have some people within, of course you have another items also within the house. Is that okay? So anything that you can think of, this is what a set. So the trick here is that in mathematics you mostly or you have to use a capital letters to represent what a set, right? So capital letters are used here, so we don't use small letters. Is that okay? So of course a and a capital B and so on and so forth, we use that to represent what a set. So that is just the simple definitions of a set. So what it means is that this is what we use. We use a curly bracket to represent anything that we can find within the set. So here we can say that Amma is here, Kojo is here, Joseph is here, and then and so on and so forth. Is that okay? Anybody, anything you can think of is what within this thing. So this is what we call what a set. Now, if you say something is a subset, subsets are the people or things that can find what within what this thing, right? So if we come back to the idea of what a house here is that anything. So in your house you have a different rooms, right? So you have rooms what within the house. Anything that you can think of within that house is what we call what a subset of the house. You know, okay, so that is just you just need to understand the technical definition, then you are free to go. So anything that can be found within that house here is what we call what the subset of that house. So obviously, so here we can say that Amma is a subset. So if you are calling this set A, or maybe a house here, this is a house A, we can say that Amma, which is by name B here, is also another set, right? So Amma here is what a subset of this what A, right? So Amma is a subset. So this is how you write it. A is a subset, right? So this is just some long C here of what of B. So this is a very wrong position, meaning that if you want to do this thing, B has to be the subset of what. So this is what exactly not what the correct answer. So here you have to B is a subset of what of A, meaning that B can be found what in A. Now the complement that we are talking about, the complement. If you say something is a complement, now the complement here is that look at this. This is the entire house, right? So assuming you have only two people in the house, and then we have another room in that house that contains of only armor. So if you want to determine the complement of this room here, is that everybody that is not in your room, right? So everybody that is not in your room is what we call the complement. So if you are not in this room here, you are the complement of B, right? So this is the room, this particular room. Let's say this is your room. You are only person in this room. Anybody that is not in your room, but that person is in the house, right? So of course, let's say you are only two guys in that house, right? So if Joseph is not in your room, then it means that Joseph is your complement. Is that okay? So you say B complement. This is just the notation. So B complement is Joseph, right? Does it make sense? If you have any issue, now let's see how to apply this concept in what a mathematical field.